happy you can join us today. We are going to cook some pork tenderloin. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my guest, Tom Jarvis. Tom, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, no problem.
You have
Anytime
no idea what you're in for, right?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, good. Well, I'll start you with a safe bet. You fished this salmon quite some time ago, not that long ago.
No, just last summer.
Last summer, and I was the lucky recipient of some of the catch, and it is absolutely stunning and beautiful. So for this, very easy, if ever you want to whip up a fast appetizer and you have people who go fishing and give you salmon, poach your salmon, cut it in pieces. I added a little bit of a lime mayonnaise to it and a mini bit of mango salsa. Perfect. So I hope you will enjoy it. If you don't, I want to know that too. Okay. So go ahead and let me know how you like it.
Tell you what I think.
In the meantime, before I get to the meat, I have good friends. There's another friend of mine. His name is Permin, who has chickens and ducks. So I have a duck egg, and I have 2 tiny little beautiful eggs from a specific kind of chicken. Now I like salmon with boiled egg. I don't know about you. Would you care?
Not for the boiled egg. The salmon is good.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just leave this here and let it look pretty?
Let it look pretty.
There we go. I'm fine with that. The salmon's okay?
Salmon is excellent.
Good. You had to say that, right?
I did.
We practiced that before.
Well, because I caught the fish, so I have to say it's good.
That's true, too. And I tried to get all the bones out. Still cautious. So, today on the menu, we are going to do a stuffed pork tenderloin. Very easy to make, but very tasty. You can do that on your barbecue, or you can do it in the oven like I will today. With it, we're going to have rapini vegetable and skewers of baby potatoes. I will try to get our meat in the oven quickly, because that's what's going to take the longest. And to stuff it, very simple. You have your pork tenderloin. We just cut into it about a little more than half of the way lengthwise. Make sure you have a thin blade and a very sharp blade, so you don't cut yourself trying to get through. And try not to cut all the way through. That'll make it difficult. You lose your filling. So here we go with one. And we'll do the same. We can remove a little bit of the skin and the fat. It eats a lot nicer when that's gone. What I like is a bit of an Italian sausage as the filling, with some caramelized onions. So I think one will do for one and a half for the 2 of those. Don't want to be too skimpy, but you don't want to overload it either. So there we go. We're going to be tying this together.
My kind of meal.
You like it?
Meat packed inside meat.
Meat with meat?
Yes.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
I'm a meat lover, absolutely. Yeah. I like vegetables too, as long as they're not the main component. I'm all cool with that. Caramelized onions, that's another thing I've come to love more and more and more. You can put raw onions in here. You can replace the onions with any kind of herbs you like, tarragon, rosemary, any herb that may grow in your garden or on your windowsill. Just really beautiful too. But onions, I think you can't beat.
So somebody who likes to eat them as opposed to prepare them, how did you make it? It looks almost gelatiny.
Oh, yeah. Well, I sliced them pretty thinly, and then the caramelizing is easy. It goes all by itself. I put them in a pan with a little bit of water, salt, sugar. I put a lid on, not all the way, but almost covering it. And you have to try. There's probably a recipe with ratios, which I'm not good with, that tells you how much water, how much butter, how much onion. you just let it simmer, and the water evaporates. And as it goes away, the sugar and the butter start to connect and caramelize. Yeah. And in that same time span, the onions have become soft and tender, and it becomes this
Gotta love cooking with butter.
Yes, yes, butter's another thing. So this is all we're going to do. So now we'll fold it together. If you're adventurous, and I could have shown you that with one piece, you can slice it twice. You can slice the top part a little thinner, flip it over, slice it again, so you have 3 pieces pretty well all in one, and then it becomes more of a roll than a folded piece. Maybe we'll have an opportunity at another show to show you that. I quite like that too. A little seasoning on the outside, salt and pepper, that's all I want to add to it. Lots of flavor coming from the onions and the Italian sausage, right?
Right.
So we don't need to overdo it. Okay, now you can use little metal skewers to close it up, or I like to just tie it. I think if we do 3, we should be fine. It's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get you to do some work.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind. I have potatoes here that want to go in a skewer. Now, I'm very picky with my potatoes. They have to be in sequence.
Okay.
In pretty sequence. May I take that from you?
Yep.
Not all the white ones. We want a nice mix. So white and red and purple. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Perfect. See, this is great. You invite guests and you don't have to do all the work.
So much for the free food I was promised. Now I have to work for it.
Well, the word free was never mentioned. I said there's food. Did I say free?
I don't know, maybe I just thought I heard that.
You wanted to hear that?
Selective hearing, you know.
I hate to disappoint you.
I have been married a long time. That selective hearing thing, it really is it's an actual thing.
Love it. There we go. Wow.
How many do you want?
You're fast. As many as you're going to eat. Let's just fill the 2 skewers. Okay. I'm sure we're going to find somebody in front or behind the camera.
Run away.
To help us. 1, 2, 3. I know you're not a fan of super hot and spicy.
Spicy is good, but hot is a different animal.
Maybe I'll change my mind and I'll be adding just a touch for color of paprika, which is not spicy.
Paprika is lovely.
Yeah. You could do a Cajun spice. I love that. Cajun on pork is phenomenal to me. So here we go.
All things in moderation.
True, true. Except butter.
Except butter.
And bacon.
Yeah.
Yes? Do we agree?
Yeah, if you include bacon and butter.
Good.
Not necessarily at the same time.
Oh, well, why not? This, I think, is going to take in the oven. I'm going to put it in at 375, 380 on convection. It will not take longer than about 40 minutes. And the beauty here is that we will have the potatoes on the same tray and cooked at the same time. I know anybody who cooks will like that. So we could go, why don't we do this? We'll do them this way, but I want to brush them with a little olive oil. How about olive oil? Is that like butter? As good? Almost as good?
Not as good, but you can't brush butter on it.
Well, you could. You could. You can melt it.
Yeah.
But it'll burn easy, and because this is going to be in the oven for quite some time, we're going to go with olive oil.
We'll put butter on later. Yeah.
True. We can always do that. So off in the oven it goes. So I wish I could do that at home live all the time. Thank you for cleaning up. TV editing, love it. All my mess is gone. Here is the rapini vegetable we're going to do. Have you had rapini before?
I've never had rapini.
No? It's I think it's a beautiful vegetable. It has a lot of leaf. It's like it's also called broccolini. You can see it's little.
It looks much
broccolis.
like the broccoli we try to grow in our garden that doesn't look like the broccoli you get in a grocery store.
It happens, doesn't it? Yeah. My garden was kind of in between this and the grocery store broccoli.
Yeah.
It never made it either.
Never makes
Same
it
thing.
all the way.
Isn't that funny?
Tastes good, but
yes, it does. So you might like this, and it's easy to prepare. Many ways to do it. All I do is I steam it or throw it in boiling water for a couple of minutes. And if you like, if you have the time, you can put it in an oven-proof dish. Add some salt, pepper, a little bit of nutmeg, lots of butter.
Lots of butter. Okay, I'm gonna like it.
Parmesan cheese, and give it a quick bake from the top. You're going to see it turns out beautifully. So you just want it to wilt in the water. We'll go steam that. And while we're over by the oven and the stove, we shall make a little sauce for the pork tenderloin too. Do you like gravies and sauces?
I do.
Rather not?
Yep.
You do. You like mustard?
Yep.
Good, we're safe.
All of the
Because
above.
we'll do a creamy mustard, a little bit of drizzle.
So where do you get that?
In the grocery
grow
store
it?
if it's not growing in your garden.
Okay, it's not growing in my garden. so-
Okay, grocery store it is.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the stovetop. We are steaming the rapini in a touch of water. This is hot. I should have a cloth. There we go. See, it's just a little tiny bit of water and salt. It'll take 2 or 3 minutes or even less. We'll watch it. I just want it to wilt. Turn it up a little higher. And for our sauce, since Tom likes mustard, we're going to do a mustard little sauce. Let's see, starting with sour cream. This is a fast sauce. You might like that. I'm gonna have to walk in front of the camera. This is terrible. This is awful. Sorry. Sour cream. Cream. To make it a little more interesting, a spoon of mayonnaise. And as we're calling it mustard sauce, we should put some Dijon in it. Not too much, just a little to make it nice and flavorful. I'm very, very tempted to put in some pink peppercorns. Can we do that, Tom?
Absolutely.
All right. I promise not to overdo it. Just a few. Just a little bit for the color. There we go. Looks so much prettier. And salt. And pepper. I'm thinking a splash of lemon juice won't hurt.
Lemon juice is good.
That never hurts. There we go. That's already it. We'll let that heat up gently. You see how quickly the rapini is ready. Now the leaves are all wilted. The stems will be nice and crunchy still. We can turn this off. And I will put it in an oven-proof dish. Bit of the cooking juice in it doesn't hurt, so don't be concerned to let it drip dry all the way. There we go. Our sauce is ready. Can't can't be sure until we tasted it, so let me quickly do that. Not bad at all. Missing something. Oh, I know. I'm gonna give it a piece. There we go. A piece of butter. Had to be. And we'll let it reduce and simmer for a tiny bit longer. Onto the rapini. Butter, Tom, butter, lots of butter. It needs that. Because it is, like I said, it is bitter and it wants a little bit of something to soften that. And Parmesan cheese. A little or a lot, you know your preferences. And then we'll put that in the oven about 6-7 minutes before our pork is done. So I promised you quick and easy today, and you see how well that went. The meat is in the oven. It took, what, 10 minutes to prepare and get it in there. The rapini, 2-3 minutes to cook, goes on an oven-proof dish. We have a little bit of sauce to drizzle over our meat. The potatoes are cooking with the pork, and we will put this in just before the pork is ready. We'll see you then when we're going to try and enjoy this. See you in a bit. And here we go. I think it was worth putting that rapini in the oven for just a few minutes. Eh?
Yeah.
The Parmesan did quite well. Park this here.
Cheese is like butter. It's good with everything.
It is. Well, this is pure butter. And the Parmesan stays nice and crispy. That's what I like about it. It doesn't melt away. Look at our meat. Isn't that pretty?
Well, that's lovely.
I love it when you can have several things all at once in the oven and it's done at the same time.
Yep.
So you just watch the size of your potatoes. If you have big, gigantic potatoes, you put them in a little earlier, of course. So they need about 40 minutes to soften. And hard potatoes are not enjoyable, I believe. So, what else do we need?
It smells excellent.
Does it? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see if it tastes any good too. If I were able to find my little ladle, I'd be really happy. Here we go. Okay, are you sure you want to really eat, or are you okay now?
Well, I'm ready to eat.
Good.
Even with the magic of television, this is, yeah, I'm ready to eat.
I've often said I wish you could smell it. It's really, presentation is one thing, the way it looks is one thing, but the smells, even before you eat, I think that's just...
Yeah, builds the anticipation.
That's just amazing, yeah. So we'll make it real hard. We'll start with the potatoes. And if I can move that over, maybe we'll do two at the same time. There we go. You did a phenomenal job on those potatoes, I have to say. Look how they line up.
Right
Isn't
within
it pretty?
my skill level and my pay grade. I understand, yes.
Yeah, I believe you can do a lot more than you want to admit in the kitchen. There we go. Let's see how that meat turned out. I want to slice this. Oh, look at it. It's just a touch of pink left, just the way we want it. Get that little string out of the way.
Yeah, you don't want it to overcook, right? With the
Not at all, because it is, well, you well know, it's a dry, lean meat. So if that is overcooked, it really doesn't eat well. So watch your temperature, watch your the time you have it in the oven. This we had in now for 40 minutes at 375, and I think it's just perfect. Looks perfect.
Yeah, it looks
We'll see in a minute. Okay. You can feel it when you slice it. It's just like butter. Beautiful. But it really takes a lot to mess up tenderloin, doesn't it? Dry it out, yes.
But you can dry it out.
Yes.
And
But other than that,
with the sausage in it, though, it would likely help it from drying out too much.
it keeps the moisture. That's why I like adding something that has a little bit of fat in it. So this is, you're a Rapini virgin. There we go.
There you
Your
go.
first Rapini. I'm going to move it this way. And there. I'm tempted to scoop up a little bit of that butter. Can we? Can't let that go to waste, can we?
No. No.
It's amazing how a few drops make a difference, isn't it?
Yep.
Rapini butter on the potatoes, that can't be wrong. It actually takes on the flavor of the rapini because it's intense. It is a bitter vegetable, but it's, it actually, I keep saying it tastes green. It really tastes green and earthy and beautiful.
Yeah.
Sauce on the side or right on the meat?
Right on top.
Right on top. There we go.
So is there a purpose to having the strong rapini with the pork?
Well, the pork is a mild meat.
Right.
Not like boar or bear or, you know, the
Yes.
venisons. So I think it doesn't compete. It can allow something pretty strong on the side. That's why I like it with that.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, you have a taste.
Okay.
Try it. I'll move this out of the way.
Try it.
So don't be polite. I want you to tell me exactly what you're tasting. Would you like some pepper?
It doesn't need pepper.
It doesn't? It's good?
Fabulous.
I might just trust you and try without.
Yeah, you should try your own.
I'm a pepper fan. I love pepper on just about anything.
The piece is a little small. Yeah.
That's the complaint?
That would be my first comment, yeah.
Okay, so
The
we
piece
should
might be a
just
little
do a loin per person? Here we go.
I'm in.
Now I want to see you eat it. I won't let you leave
This show
until
will
it's
take
gone.
longer than you're anticipating, but you know. Actually, the rapini isn't bitter. I don't know if I would describe it that way.
No, well, with the butter, it just mellows a little bit.
Yeah, like
I'm doing this again. I'm
it's not
talking
an
with my mouth full.
asparagus,
No,
but the no, this is quite good.
I think the meat turned out perfect. Gosh, I wish you could taste that.
Oh my goodness. And my potatoes, my contribution to it. Like really.
I haven't tasted them yet. Let me see. I'll try the white. Oh, look. Cuts right through.
Yep.
Tender, slightly pink. Just
It was slightly pink potato. Don't know. Try the white one.
perfect.
Oh,
Well,
I had string.
this to me is a perfect meal, and the beauty about it, it's very presentable. You can cook this for guests, and I think people will recognize there was some love going into this. But really, it takes no time at all. 10 minutes for the meat. The potatoes, I mean, all you do is really stick them on a skewer, or you could put them in an oven-proof dish and put them in your oven. You don't have to skewer them. And while that's sizzling away in your oven, you prepare your vegetable. Any kind of vegetable will go with it. And you have a really nice meal. Balanced, flavorful.
Yep.
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 Not
It
a lot
is
of
very
work.
good.
Well, I think you should be trying this at home. We too often say don't try this at home, but this you should try. It's good. Very tasty, just trust us.
And if
we're
somebody
gonna-
wants us to come and check them out, see how they did, like we could go and taste
I
test.
would love that
right?
too.
You know,
But
really.
that's a great thought. Here we go.
Then I could
We're
compare.
inviting
I could-
ourselves
yeah.
to yes, please, let us know. Thank you, Tom.
You know, thank you.
And again, there's
And I'll take that home with me.
your
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to watch you eat it now. And thank you for watching. I hope you're going to give this a try. It's really very flavorful, very nice. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.